Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Nero here. In this video, we're going to talk about the two new heroes, Antandra and Satrana. So let's talk about Antandra first. So yesterday when I checked her skills, it looks like she was an agility hero, but as we can see here, she's actually a strength-based hero or a tank. So looking at her first skill, Fury Strike, Antandra unleashes a multi-stage attack on an enemy target, with the final blow knocking them backwards and dealing 220% damage to them. Ability raises Antandra's health restoration by 100% for 7 seconds. This ability will also prioritize the enemy marked by Antandra's Mark of the Wild. So at level 2, final blow deals 260%, and at level 3, 330% damage. So that's actually a lot. Anyway, taking a look at her second skill, Mark of the Wild, Antandra attacks an enemy for 200% damage, imprinting her mark upon them for 6 seconds. While marked, Antandra will convert 30% of any damage the enemy receives into health. So at level 2, enemy is marked for 9 seconds. Damage is increased for 250% at level 3, and at level 4, damage is increased by 330%. Okay, so it says here that while marked, Antandra will convert 30% of any damage the enemy receives into health. So unless there's a problem with the translation, it means that if your allies will attack the enemy, then the damage the enemy receives will be converted into health. I'm not sure if your ally will be healed or if Antandra will be healed by that if the enemy is marked. Alright, anyways, it says here that any damage, so I assume that even when your allies attack the enemy, then it will be converted into health. Alright, so let's take a look at the third skill, Piercing Assault. At the first 8 seconds of the battle, Antandra throws her spear at a distant enemy, dealing 220% damage to them and all other enemies that the spear penetrates. Antandra then appears in front of the target enemy and continues to assault them. This ability cannot be dodged or interrupted. This skill was the one that made me think that she's an agility-based hero, because as you can see, this is an assassin skill. Alright, and also take a look at the damage. At level 2, 280%, and at level 3, damage is increased by up to 330%. So I think she's the best damager among all strength-based hero. Anyways, her fourth skill, Knockdown, Antandra uses her spear to swipe at any enemy in her immediate vicinity, knocking them over and inflicting 200% damage upon them. Antandra is able to recover 25% of her max health for every enemy that is knocked down. Alright, so at level 2, damage is increased by 250%, and at level 3, Antandra recovers 35% health for each enemy knocked down. Okay, so it means that if she knocks 3 enemies, then she gets 105% health, and that's full health already. Alright, so imagine she's a tank and she can recover her health instantly. Wow, she's really a great hero. Anyway, her total attack is 51k, and her max damage is 330%, and let's compare that to other heroes. Okay, so taking a look at Warwick's skill, he doesn't have any skill that can beat Antandra's skill, which has up to 330% damage. Brutus doesn't have one as well. How about Kazos? For Kazos, his max is 220% damage. Okay. Who else? Kaz 200%, 130%. 220%. Okay, Nara. Alright, so nothing really beats her skills. Okay. Let's take a look at Sophia's. Okay, so taking a look at those heroes, there's nothing really that can beat Antandra's skill damage, because that's a lot. But maybe Chimera is an exception. Alright, because that is 50% damage for 12 seconds. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so taking a look at Scrag. Oh, Scrag has damage increased up to 380%, but this is when he is killed, so this is an exception as well. Alright, so who else? I think let's take a look at Athalia. So here, 190%. Okay, her second skill, damage is increased by up to 310%, but it's still lacking. Alright, because Antandra's skill can reach up to 330%. And looking at Belinda's skill, 110% times 5. Okay, maybe Belinda is also an exception because she's a mage, so it's natural that she deals a lot of damage. But comparing Antandra to agility-based and strength-based heroes, I think she's the strongest. Alright, so yeah, let's test this hero. Okay, here's her ult. There's the Mark of the Wild. I know that's her ult, which increases her regeneration by 100%. Alright, that's the Mark of the Wild. Wow, she deals a lot of damage and also heals a lot. And also she can easily penetrate the enemy's backline. At least that's what I think. Wow, she's really an amazing hero. So imagine you have a tank that can penetrate the enemy's backline, can heal, and has an assassin skill. That's Antandra for you. So I think she's really good. Alright, so yeah, that's it for Antandra. Let's take a look at the other hero, Satrana. Alright, so here's Satrana, the Flame Weaver. She's a mage. Alright, her avatar looks really nice for a mauler. Okay, so if you change her color into green, then she might look like a wilder. Anyways, let's take a look at her first skill, Fire Seed. Satrana throws several fire seeds at the enemy with the highest combat rating, which stick to their body. The fire seeds are then triggered once the enemy's energy falls below 30%, resulting in a fairy explosion that causes 320% AoE damage to nearby enemies. Alright, so it means that when the enemy casts their ult, or if their energy is around 31% above, and then they are attacked by Fire or any other skills that decreases energy, then the skill will be triggered. Alright, so at level 2, enemies cannot recover health while covered with fire seeds. At level 3, damage is increased by up to 380%. Wow, that's a lot. And also, at level 2, the enemies cannot recover health while covered in fire seeds. Imagine Chimera's ult is active and she's covered with fire seeds, then she cannot recover health. Alright, so basically this is a skill that can counter Chimera's recovery ability. Okay, so her second skill is Flutter Flame, a short and brutal attack that deals 150% damage 2 times to nearby enemies. At level 2, damage is increased by up to 165%. At level 3, 60% of arrow damage is converted into health, and at level 4, damage is increased by up to 180%. So this is a nice skill as well. It deals a lot of damage because that's 180% times 2, so that's 360%. And also she gets life leech. Alright, that's nice. Okay, so for the third skill, Fire Dance, Satrana initiates a fire dance causing flames to engulf her enemies multiple times for 90% damage per attack, with the final attack dealing 200% explosive damage. Satrana is also able to reduce 50% of the damage she receives while using this ability. At level 2, damage reduction is increased to 80%. At level 3, final attack damage is increased to 230% damage. So, wow. Let's not talk about the damage she can deal, but let's talk about that 80% damage reduction. That's 80%, guys. 80%. That's really a lot, especially for a mage. Alright? Anyways, let's take a look at her fourth skill, Overflow. When Satrana is defeated, she loses control of her fire seeds, which fall to the ground and detonate after several moments, inflicting 250% damage on nearby enemies. At level 2, the explosion ignites enemies for 4 seconds, causing 120% damage per second. At level 3, damage is increased by up to 300%. So, it's like Skreg's last skill as well. It's like a suicide skill. When they die, they deal damage to the enemies. Alright, so that's it for Satrana's skill. Let's take a look at her in action. Okay, so here. Wow, she's a mage, but she's actually a melee hero. So that makes her the second melee mage hero. Because aside from Nero, I cannot think of any other mages that are melee. Is there anyone else? Yeah, I really cannot think of anyone else aside from Nero. So she's the second melee hero for mages. Anyways, taking a look at the battle here, she really deals quite a lot of damage, especially her AoE damage by her ult. Okay, take a look at this. Oh no. The enemies are too far. Okay, here. There. See that explosion? Boom. Okay, so yeah. So that's it for our new hero Satrana and Antandra. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed watching, guys. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. You have a great day, guys, and see you in the next video. Peace.